I finally did it. I beat the Reaper in Merciless difficulty. Of course, to get to Merciless I had to beat him in hard mode, but that's beside the point, because Merciless changed everything to be significantly different and harder. For those who don't know, or haven't figured it out yet, the Reaper is a returning enemy from the Persona franchise, and in Strikers he acts as the secret final boss at the end of the post-game and gatekeeps New Game Plus. TLDR, he's very hard. Oh, and it's kind of obvious, but minor spoiler warning. I'll try not to explicitly give spoilers, but if it happens, then I told you so. My save file says I've sunk almost 100 hours into reaching this point, so I'd say that qualifies me to give advice to people who want to do this themselves. So, let's go through how I did it. Right out the gate, you'll need to be level 99, with the best stats you can manage, ideal personas for Joker, and max bond level. Most of that will passively happen while completing Merciless, but some will need more thought. As for Joker's personas, you'll need to abuse an exploit in Persona Fusion to get a persona with 99 in all stats. Initially I did this for Arsene because he has reasonably good curse skills and eventually learns Riot Gun, but I mostly did it because having a level 1 persona with perfect stats is kinda funny. But for Merciless, Arsene is pretty much the worst persona. So I'd recommend Lucifer, as he learns Morningstar, the best almighty move in the game, Gigantomachia, the best physical move in the game, and with only 3 extra passives he can resist everything. For those passives, I'd recommend Null Nuke and Psy, and Drain Bless as it synergizes very well with Shadow of Grief. Lucifer was my primary persona, but I also had a Baden with min-maxed curse potential, and Trumpeter with min-maxed nuke potential. And as the background footage will show, I used them to drown the dire shadows with skills hitting their weakness. Right, enough about Joker. How about the other party? For the other party members, Wolf is a pretty good bet with his ludicrous physical and almighty potential, and he learns Heat Riser and Debilitate to buff team members and cripple enemies. I initially had Skull and Queen for their AoE buffs, but I didn't end up needing that, as I'll explain later. So I replaced them with Mona and Sophie to machine gun heals throughout the battle. I'd also recommend beating all the Dire Shadows as they drop the best weapons in the game, except for Casidas, which is locked behind Demiurge. I'd advise beating all of Lavenza's request enemies as they drop the best armor in the game. Accessories are much easier. Just give Joker and Wolf a glinting monocle and the others should have a baton keychain. The keychains are obtained through story, and the monocles are found in a chest in Osaka. The glinting monocles are especially important because I found that the best strategy was to spam crits constantly, as with knockdown style they can very quickly destroy the enemy's shield gauge for more 1-mors and all that attacks. Annoyingly, the Reaper has a massive shield gauge, so crits won't knock him down much, but they'll still do huge damage. That should cover the general strategy, but I'd still like to mention some miscellaneous thoughts. I'd advise cooking as many churrascos as possible, as they give an AoE Heat Riser effect, which, if you've ever played an SMT game, you'd know, is really powerful, and also why I didn't use Skull or Queen, as I mentioned earlier. The Dire Shadows in the Tree of Knowledge is among the more fruitful enemies to grind, as it drops 10 incenses each time, and most importantly, 2 Somas, which, much like the churrasco, is really, really good. And when you're done with this Herculean task, feel free to scream out in celebration as I did. Yes! I did it! Thanks for watching.